Hello, my name is Elias Rodriguez. I'm a Mexican-American clarinetist from Dallas, Texas. And today I will be playing the Hommage à Manuel De Falla by Bela Kovacs.
Wow. Very, very many good things. I think sometimes the pauses are too much the same, and sometimes you breathe in places which actually, especially these runs, should derive from the long note and find a place afterwards or before to breathe. But ta da 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 is not so nice. It's like if you are having a cadenza and you actually start the cadenza with a breath, in a way.
Yeah.
So it's your free place, and the free also is changing a tone, color, and you don't get to do that because the tone is already a breath. Mm-hmm. And this trumpety beginning just doesn't really shine.
Yeah.
You should be not expecting a clarinet to do that. Actually, we've told our lives make the sound round, close up, but you should think about this, I don't know, crazy Spanish trumpet, ta-da, ram, ta, ta, really very, very, loud and explosive in a way. And even, I mean, you don't have to play vibrato, but think about this sort of vibrato kind of sound, very projective. And even less to make this extreme. And then all the rest is coming. And there's more and more colors to get out of it in the loud and in the soft, I think. Yeah? And to have the pauses between those things be different, the up and the down and the developing into the main part. Can you try? Really, ta-ta, not to-to, ta-ta. Yeah, but ta-ta, not toa, ta-ta. Yeah. And not too quick. Don't move fingers too quick, because if we don't hear all the notes, then you don't achieve anything. So playing too quick is also not an option. Ta-da-da-da-da-dam. A trumpet can't play that fast.
Yeah.
Sorry, trumpet players. Ta-da-da-da-da-dam. All the notes, all of them. But the E flat is sort of funny. Ta-da-da-da-da-dam. Yeah, now I heard them all. One more time. And really, don't close.
Yeah.
Ta, not ta. Yeah, I wouldn't push. I would just not close. That is also too much now.
Okay.
Just leave it to make this big contrast to playing soft on the bottom. You need to leave it in a forte. Can you play it more deliberate? This in top, ta da 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 dam, ta da 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 dam. Yeah. But I see, if it's soft and fast, I don't hear the notes. It's not, there's no tempo there yet. Pa-da-dum, pum, pum, pa-da-dum, dum. It's dum, da-da-dum, pum, pum, pa-da-dum, dum, to feel the three. Now, tatam, tatam, not tawa, tatam. I would not slur them. I wouldn't. A trumpeter wouldn't.
Yeah.
But don't be funny. Think about really you're playing at them. All the notes. Da 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 dam pam pa da dam tam tam. No tam pa da dam pam pam pam. Play really like I don't know, like a lip vibrato type of really very very articulate. Every note up, as if you need time to have the sound vibrate. You can't go clarinet-y sort of quick. Yeah, ta da da dum pam, da 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 pam, da da dum tum. Tam pa ta tam tam tam. But you hear the difference? That it's just enough slower that we can actually really catch all the notes that you're playing. Especially if you have this room full of fortissimo or forte up there, and then you play the bottom, you need to catch, you need to speak very clearly. Yeah? Okay, go on. Ta-da-da-da-dam, really a little bit of this agogic sort of not 5 notes in the same tempo. And think about the C, ta-da-da-ha-da, because going down from the D to the C always needs attention. Otherwise, the C is going to be not as loud and as be late and sluggish, sort of. You know what I mean?
So in the
Ta-da-da-ha-da, just to take
just
care
a
of
little
it.
bit more,
Yeah, just to take care of it. Yeah, just play ta-da-da-da-da. They need to sound even. In order for them to sound even, you need to take care of the C. That's what I meant. Otherwise, I didn't hear it. It was like ta-da-da-da. Yeah, okay. But it's not ta-da-da-da-dam, pam, the 2 8s. Yeah, exactly. So I hear ta-da-da-da-dam, ta-da-da-da-dam, pa. It's too quick going to the F, I think. That was a better breath. This time it was a better breath.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's also about the timing of these little statements. So let's go shortly back, and we talked about many things. Now think about the timing. So it's not always the same kind of fermata. Sometimes they come early, sometimes they surprise us, the next one. Sometimes we stay longer and think about what we just did before we go on, just to make sure that it's more interesting, that we don't fall into this expectation as to when you're going to go on and what you're going to do. Because it's symmetrical, but it's not quite symmetrical. The third time is a little bit different, and every sort of trumpet call is a little bit different than the one before. So make it a little bit more as if you're just inventing it, not like you're playing it off the page.
Yeah.
You're writing it now.
From the beginning?
Yeah, just. Okay, I like the timing very much. The last one, I think, pa ba da 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 da, should be maybe a little bit more, because it's this time, the third time is starting lower. It's not pa pam, it's ta da 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 da. So enjoy a little bit more this run up, which is sort of grandiose. Just the last one, just do the last one. And still the C is not coming. Ta da da, ta da 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 da. Try to really play. Yeah. So the C is coming. Otherwise, one more time. It's not pa da 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 dam pam pa da da dam pam. The rhythm is sort of funny. Yeah. And maybe the run going up from the B, which is not a trumpet or an echo, it's a different, now it's a different color. So maybe find something to make me know, oh, now there's something completely different coming. I want to put you either there or there, and you're not. So play the trumpet call before, and then you're not going all the way down.
Yeah.
You're doing something different this time.
Okay.
I mean, now this is a sort of a weak spot, I think, because coming to this G, and it's not really this middle part of the clarinet. We want to have a run sort of going all the way down, like in the end, but we don't. So I don't think you can really make it as great as it can be. So maybe don't try to push it to try to be a big forte or something. You know what I mean? It sounds like you're trying to do something, but the instrument's position is not letting you be. So maybe just not it can't be grand without us having any fingers down. It's like the shortest clarinet we have. It's never going to sound as fulfilling as you promised me by the run going to there. So maybe just the piece hasn't started yet, and we're still preparing to the stage, and then it comes. And then the dancing is starting. So just from the B. It's okay, good, do it again. And maybe then the lowered register, then you can make a larger sound. If you didn't do it before, catch me here. But it's not, it's yeah, really change your voice. You're not the same person up here, you're a different person down there. But did you hear that ring that was missing before? I just need to know that you know what I'm talking about. So you can ask yourself to sound like that when you don't, that you are looking for this ring that wasn't there before. And it's just about arriving with your body to that tone and not just putting the fingers down. You need to actually create the tone in your body, which you weren't doing before. Did you hear that? Did you hear the difference? Try to play it 2 times, this run, da-da-da-da-dum, and try to once not think about it and once think about it, and see if you can hear the difference. It's really important that you take those pair of ears, my pair of ears, with you in order to actually do it again. I mean, you can't make me happy all the time. You must make yourself happy. So you need to look for that sound. It really is a huge difference. It is. I mean, it's huge. It's just all the sound instead of all the hairs. It's like a hairy, unhealthy, hungry tone, or a really, and because you need to make space in your body for those decibels notes to happen, you know? Okay, so start. I just need to make you aware of it, that's all. Just start there. Okay, I wouldn't breathe there because that's a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not a subito, it's a developing surprise, you know? I wouldn't start it so loud. Yeah, but try to have it be bright and beautiful and not screaming. It is screaming at the end, but it's a question of the comfortability in the body. It's not but it's yeah, even more. Don't push it till the end. Maybe stop at the C and not go all the way to the D. Yeah, just and have the same power to it. Just not push until the end, just push one note before the end. So the end is not ah. Yes. Did it feel right?
Yeah.
It's exactly the difference between the screaming last tone and a little bit of a coverage, and it just, I think it's like when you throw a ball, it goes further if you let it be. And if you push, it will just fall here. So you have to throw the tone and let the last part of it be flowing on its own, not to push. Otherwise, it doesn't sound as grandiose as it would sound if you just let it go. Okay, last time, go on.